everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. So talking about Diddy and Diddy's legacy, and I think this is the one thing that a lot of different media outlets, other content creators, YouTubers are missing is Diddy's legacy. And I think that's one of the things that's been on the line. It's being tried in the court of public opinion, if you will. His legacy. Diddy has made billions over the course of his career as a entertainment mogul, label owner, artist, fashion designer. I was at a loss for words there. He's made billions of dollars over the tenure of his career. And a lot of people are coming out saying that, well, they feel like this was just a way of the powers that be, quote unquote, trying to embarrass him for his sexual desires, if you will. And while that's possible, I'm not sure that people really care when it gets down to the nitty and gritty of it. If anything, I think that this case has not just solidified his position, and I'm just giving a perspective. I think it's solidified his position in entertainment history for the specific reason that who beats Rico? The charge of racketeering conspiracy. When the federal government comes at you for such a charge, it's because they know you're guilty. They know without a shadow of doubt. My dad would say, I know that you know that I know that you are guilty. So for him to beat this racketeering conspiracy charge, or Rico, I think it crystallizes, it immortalizes his infamy, if you will. And again, I'm not providing how I feel about him, because we'd be all day talking about it if that were the case. But I do think that this sort of solidifies his feet in the hip hop, Hall of Fame, street credibility, entertainment credibility. And you may say, why? I mean, he's still convicted on 2 other counts, but these are 2 very lesser charges in terms of sexual trafficking. And Rico was Rico was life for him. Rico would have been, once that verdict was read, good night, Charlie. Rico would have been it. Diddy would have been, a figment of our imagination. But I think this feels like a win for the bad boy establishment, for the Sean John establishment, for I don't think he has any access or control over Revolt anymore, or over Ciroc, which some arguably said that the deal that the situation, the case that he filed against, I think it's Diablo, the manufacturer for Ciroc, the owner parent company of Ciroc, that all of this came out because he had that suit against them. And that's possible too. I'm all here for the conspiracies. I'm all here for, what the fine print is, what the hidden room conversations are about. I'm all about what else is possible, right? I like all different perspectives. But I think this adds to his infamy. And some may say, well, what about, and I'm not, applauding that. I'm just merely presenting a perspective that I think that this solidifies him as being untouchable, if you will. To beat a federal Rico case, I think it puts him up there with, I was going to say, like, the Frank Lucases and the John Gottis and the Bugsy Siegels, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't beat their cases, but I think this puts him in, or the fictional character of Scarface from the 80s film, right? I think this puts him up there to where that he's probably going to do time. I don't see him doing, only probation for the 2 charges for the transportation of prostitution. I don't see him doing only probation for that. I think he will do some time, but I think he'll be able to come out whenever he comes out with still a decent amount of wealth left. And now this legacy that says, yeah, nobody can touch me. Like I literally beat Rico. And that may be something that may get him in the end. And like when OJ, unfortunately, and I hate providing my own personal opinion, but I definitely think OJ did it. But like when OJ beat it, and then he had that book, of course, eventually there was a downfall in his life. Somebody say that he got his comeuppings another way. But I think that this kind of puts it in Diddy's mind that, yeah, I am invincible. Or maybe he comes out more gracious, more humble. Maybe this changes him. I doubt it. But, anything's possible. But I definitely think that this solidifies him. And in terms of, hip hop is supposed to be about that sort of flamboyant, gaudy, in your face, mucho bravado, that I am man. I am this masculine man and I'm untouchable. And people may say, well, how masculine are you wanting other men's, happy juices, rubbed on you? I'm not sure that they're going to care. And then now that we're finding out there's so much, a lot of the homophobia in hip hop is really just secretive homosexuality. These men are talking about, being these kind of, brazen man, these old school out, lumberjacks out chop down a tree and build a house out of it in a fire, kind of man. But really we're finding out differently. I don't think that, people are really going to care. So, I think by the end of today, we'll know whether or not, well, we will know for sure by the end of the day, whether he'll get bail and get out or if he'll be detained until sentencing. But I think he gets out. I think he goes home until sentencing. I think he won't do any more than 3 years fed time, rest served, whatever the rest of the sentence may be on probation. And I think he lives in infamy. He is now officially, if anyone ever doubted his ego, his narcissism, he's officially now the diddler, So Diddy is not done. But that's just my take, my perspective. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.